I purchased this new Universal Audio Apollo X4 Gen 2 about a week ago. And for the last 5 years, I've been using this Antelope audio, Zentour Synergy Core, and it served me really well. 8 inputs, really excellent sound. It's been super reliable. I've used it both for studio work and live performances nonstop, and it's never failed me, and it's been great. The reason for giving this Apollo unit a shot is because for a long time, as an electronic musician who is playing live instrumentation, one of my challenges has been when I get a track, when I create a track and I mix it and master it and then play instrumentation over it, it never quite melts together the way that I ideally want. So I've been wanting for a long time to create a live mastering chain where I have some effects at the tail end of it, like a maximizer, like a limiter, like some kind of a glue compressor, so that it's taking both my live performance signals as well as the backtracks and really blending them together. Now, that is not to say that you couldn't do this with this unit, because they both are the same concept. They're both DSP units where you can run plugins that run on its hardware. The reason I wanted to give that a shot is because where the limitations on this fall at this moment is in terms of some of the effects that they have, some of the plugins. Like as far as I know, they don't have any brick wall limiters, things like that. They do have some compressors that you can modify to do that, but maybe I was just looking for an excuse to try this out. And so I've had this unit for about a week, and it's been pretty great so far. I would say as far as the sound quality, I'm now going directly in for my instrument with the Chapman stick. I'd say they're pretty comparable. I don't know if one would be better than the other. In fact, I probably still prefer the sound of the preamps on this a little bit more, but that could be an inherent bias of having the instrument for 5 years. The unit for 5 years. But this unit obviously has a lot to offer as well in that end of it. Where I have started to like this unit is, A, I have more physical outputs, even though you can attach something to this to create more physical outputs. To have that straight on the unit has been useful. Having some of the effects on here for a live mastering chain, and as I'm experimenting with it, right now trying like their Shadow Hills emulator, their internal maximizer, their internal limiter, some of those units, it's yielding some pretty positive results. And as I'm creating that live mastering chain and kind of figuring out that workflow with this unit, one of the things I'm doing is on a second laptop, I've been running some of these spectral analyzers to be able to really see the signal, so that when I'm using a live instrument and the tracks, I'm able to see sort of where the loudness of all of them falls, the dynamic range and all that stuff. And oftentimes what would happen before is no matter how I would mess with levels, everything would be kind of brick-walled, and just there would be no dynamic range on that one. And so as I've started to experiment with this idea of creating tracks and live instrumentation where they're both going into a single live mastering chain, that already is starting to yield better results in terms of seeing some of the dynamic range while still having a consistent loudness throughout all the different songs and all that. And as I go through it, I'm hopefully going to make more videos about it, because I'm just now getting deep into really understanding the Universal Audio workflow and the things I do like and I don't like. Like for instance, the matrix on this really allows you to do some pretty insane routing and all that stuff. With that, it's a little bit more simplified and maybe in some ways more straightforward. And also I think their platform looks a little bit more, I would say, modern looking. Again, those are just a matter of preference, but just kind of want to make this initial video as I go through this next phase of trying to figure out how to do some live mastering and when I perform and how that's going to affect everything. And so hopefully I'll make some more videos about this unit and what I've learned about it. And as I go through it, I think I'm still going to hold on to this just because I know that this is an industry standard, but just knowing that this personally for me for the last 5 years has never failed me is a good backup plan and a safety net to have as I'm working through this, to make sure that that's going to award me the same kind of reliability as well as sound quality and all that stuff. Anyways, more to come. Thanks for watching.